Hey, Tej here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for USOIL or the crude oil. I'll cover wave analysis with Elliott Wave theory and provide multiple scenarios your price may take and explain why I prefer one counter over another. Let's take a look at the different possibilities. Now starting on daily time frame, as we've had some major invalidations for the previous counts and I had to be rethinking this whole chart again. So let's go through the invalidations first, which we were tracking before. Now, one of the possibilities was that we had this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and then looking for a fifth off primary here. The idea was that we had this as a 1, 2, 3, and wave 4 would have had to pivot before the wave 1 highs around the $85 area. We did go through them, and now we are heading back up. But again, this count is invalid again because wave 4 is in wave 1 territory. Now, that is again with the keeping it in mind that this could be an expanding diagonal, having the impulse wave structures as fifths. But again, that is very much more rare scenario than the one that I'm about to present. But again, this is not invalid in the sense that if we are placing this into a diagonal in here, at that point we would have to have this as a three-way structure, a double zigzag. That I'm going to be showing you as well later on. But that is still somewhat of a possibility. Now the main count that we had was that we had this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into 1, ABC in here, into wave 2. Wave 2 could also be here, but then this would be very out of proportion as a 5-way structure. 3 and 4 would be very small here, so I would rather have it as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here to end the third here. That was the idea before. However, at this point again, wave 1 and 4 are already overlapping, so this is again invalidated. Now, is there a way for this to be a diagonal as well? Well, it is going to be very even worse looking than the other one. So to me, I feel like this is way less likely, to be honest, again. So yeah, I feel like I'll just leave it on here as a count, but it just doesn't make too much sense in probability wise if we are comparing this to the most latest count that I have here on higher time frame. The only one that on the previous structures that we had that did not get invalidated was this structure where we had this as an ABC. Now on this scenario we were looking for more downside though, so at this moment this did not really play out either. We've already had this as a 1, 2, and then we were looking for 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2s coming down, and now we are a very impulsive structure coming up higher. So I don't think this is the counter either. So I had to rethink the whole thing again and come up with a new main count, in which again we would have this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into wave 1, then ABC a running flat here into wave 2, and then again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 proportionate, pretty okay. Comparing wave 1 of higher time frame to wave 1 here does make sense that the wave 1 here is higher, and the primary one here is larger than the lower degree intermediate count, and yeah, it is kind of proportionate. Now the highest RSI is here. That is the exact and sole reason why I wanted to create this into a third at one point. Now we can't really confirm this whole thing unless we take out these highs with more momentum basically on the RSI, having this as the possible third here. At the moment we've already retraced upwards with this RSI very fast, so I don't think this is going to be too much of an issue. We see here we have 83.24 as the main target. Taking out these highs would tell us that okay, we are on the track of third, basically third of the primary third. So that most likely has the most momentum, and again this would be the ideal area to take longs if again the smaller time frame tells us so. So if we are zooming into this count a bit, taking a look at the substructures here, we have been talking about this area here for quite a while now. This was very somewhat clear of a structure as three ways, and well, you can have multiple different ways to label this structure, either as an ABC like so, a WXY, however you want to be placing them there is fine. The idea is that we start from here, end in here, and yeah. This structure, however, is not that simple. Again, there's so many three-way structures in here that are overlapping. It does not really make too much sense having this as impulsive structure like we had for the ABC count, and trying to get a count impulsing downwards is very hard. So, however, there are some areas in which we can be labeling three-way structures where we have five-way structures inside of those, meaning again we would have these three-way structure ABCs or zigzags with five-way structures in them here, same as in here. So this would be a zigzag, and then another three-way structure. This would be a WXY most likely, because again, we did not take out this high, we did not retrace enough for a flat, so we can't have it as a running flat. So I feel like we have to be saying that that is a WXY into A, three-way structure here into B, again another horrible looking structure. The B did not retrace too much. There we go. We see that 1.61, it would be the invalidation for the B wave. We did not reach that. And then C wave would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So overall the structure would be a running flat into X. And then we would have, well, I guess this could be debatable. This would actually most likely be a three-way structure of WXY, looks like. Has a better structure, three ways here, three ways, three ways. So looks pretty okay as a three-way structure. This, I feel like this was the most clear structure of all of these, and I think it was actually pretty good looking here on extensions wise as well, around the 85.4. Did not reach again the 1-to-1 that we are actually looking at, and up until these highs, well, basically, yeah, into those highs, we were still expecting that it could be coming down in some kind of other form. We would have this as three-way structure and then looking for a partner leg for this one, but of course this is as well possible, as we took out the highs on RSI here, meaning that this structure is done. And yeah, we're now impulsing a bit higher. Now, is there any way we can get into this trade again? At the moment, I'm not quite sure. I feel like we have this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be a 5-way move. And I think we have to be labeling it as a 1, 2. Now, after that point, we would be looking at this as a possible, let's say, minuet for now. This could be actually sub-minuet as well. We'll see how it turns out. Leave it as a minuet for now. But this would be a 5-way structure here, and then wave 2. Now, if you are looking at RSI, we can see that the latest structure here is highest in RSI. On a bit smaller time frame, we do have some divergence here, so I feel like this could be a third of something. I can expect it could be a third here, so we could be expecting one more low here and then pump for that third, and then a bit pullback here for the wave 4, and then that wave 5, and that would be the area we would be looking for possible short setups. Of course, on if the RSI is telling us that as well, that we are getting that divergence there, getting that 5-way structure in here, having that divergence in here as well, and then we can be starting to look for short positions to take out some kind of short against the highs, or a bit higher up, if you feel like it, depending of course what kind of structure we're getting here. But the idea would be that we would be getting this 5-way structure done, waiting for a pullback. If we want to go long, I'm taking this short for sure if I get these conditions I just mentioned, and then start laddering into the long setups at certain levels. For me, those certain levels are the 38.2, 0.5 and the golden pocket, and then I'm going to be playing against these lows. I'm thinking that I'm going to be putting into these, I'm getting into these only if I see a 3-way structure ending around there. But if we just see a dump here, I'm not going to get into a long because I do believe that we need to have three-way structure coming down, and if it is just a dump, I just don't feel like it. Another way to look at that would be the angle control. If we see this as a 51 degree move, we definitely want to see this second structure being larger percentage, a smaller percentage than that, so it's not so significant, because again, the corrective structures are not often this impulsive, right? So that is another thing you could be looking for, but I'm sure there is plenty of time for that to happen, and we can take another look at oil for the possible entries. But for now, I think that's pretty much all I want to share. If you made it this far, I would appreciate the likes. Link to my free Discord server in the description below. And for now, I thank you for watching and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you in the next video. Bye bye.